Alright, so this is a voodoo banded hip extension against the wall. So again, band up close into our hips. We want the band wrapped nice and tight. So yeah, it's creating a lot of compression on all these upper thigh muscles, through the back, through the front, etc. Then what we're going to do is we want to create more hip extension or free up things like TFL, rec fem, some of our adductors as well. So how we're going to do this, you might want to put some padding for your knee on the ground. You might want to even make a circle for your knee, potentially. Then from there, we're going to come into this position. Obviously, the closer your knee is to the wall, the more of a stretch it's going to be on things like rec fem or the muscles that go over your hip and your knee. But from there, basically what we're going to do is we're going to hinge back and forward. So we don't want our lower back moving here. We want ribs and hips locked, core locked. From here, bum to heel, and then hip through, really squeezing this left glute. So making this glute work hard. Squeeze through, feeling a massive stretch through the front here. And these are voodoo bands, obviously compressing the muscles that are contracting or shortening and lengthening under that compression. It's going to obviously get blood flowing through there, free up any sort of adhesions, start create a lot more movement ability for those muscles. So basically we want to squeeze our hip through, back, squeeze our hip through. We can also go into a bit of abduction, adduction. So if you come front on, so we can go like obviously squeezing through, but we can drop out to the side. If we're feeling restricted through our groin or adductors, we can drop out this way while that glute stays on the whole time, squeezing that hip through, dropping out to the side. We can stretch TFL a lot more, and we can really start to free up the muscles through the front of that hip. So then when we take this off, until those muscles are freed up a little bit, we can get a bit more hip extension. It's going to be easier for us to get extension in our hip rather than having to compensate with our lower back and that sort of thing. Should be easy to get a glute contraction as well, because that glute's been firing the whole time we've been doing that. We've been freeing up those other muscles that would have been restricting that glute from firing as well. So that's banded or voodoo band hip extension with your foot against the wall.